Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Train Simulator Classic, aka Railworks. And today we're going to be taking a look at a Caledonia Works product, the H.R. Jones Goods Class 460, Highland Railway Jones Class. These are a relatively small British freight locomotive, or at least they were originally designed as freight locomotives. But these have the distinction of being the first 460s ever built in England, or the UK, the British Isles, call it as you will. These were originally designed in, notepad, 1894, with a total of 15 produced. With one remaining in preservation, which we see here in front of us today, HR number 103. It also holds the distinction of being the only Highland Railway locomotive in existence today. Cool and unfortunate at the same time, but such is life. So, originally intended as freight locomotives, these were often called upon for passenger duties during the wide fluctuations of traffic which occurred on the Highland Railway, particularly during the summer season. Word for word off of Wikipedia. If you so care to know more, go to Wikipedia. So, as I said, this comes from Caledonia Works, and there are a lot more locomotives in the pack. I know I try to go over what comes in a pack. Unfortunately, these do cause out-of-memory errors. So I've tried a couple times now to set enough of these down to count to do a review video, and I've gotten kicked out of my server twice now whenever I've gotten more than... the first time I got, I think, 5 locomotives total into the scenario. The second time I got 2, so I give up. So unfortunately, I can't place all the locomotives down to really see. So I just had to go off of word of mouth. You will get a ton of liveries. Credit where it's due. From what I can tell, there's really no differences between them. They are all just different skins for the most part. However, there are 2 different variations of each skin. So there's one, as we see right here, and then you'll also get another version with a snowplow, which looks pretty different to say the least. I did not choose a snowplow variant just because this is a preserved locomotive, so I thought it'd be neat to use the preserved model. But you will get LMS and HR variants in a handful of different greens, blacks, and of course the yellow scheme we see here. And then each and every single one will come with a plow variant. As far as the goods locomotives go, I don't know that the LMS ones do, but as I said, I didn't get to scroll through there because these are notorious for causing out-of-memory errors. That lady just walked on air. And with that in mind, I have also not got to run this locomotive, so it is a bit of a first look for me. I have not got to move it, not one single inch, because I've gotten an out-of-memory error, as I said, each and every single time I have tried to set up a scenario with these. So, we're going to deal with the one locomotive for now. And right off the bat, it is very nicely detailed. And it is, for the most part, very nicely textured. Just about everything is nice, crispy, nice crisp lines. A very, very nice builder's plate right here. Highland Railway number 103. Looks really nice, and it is all 3D. No 2D texturing here. So that looks awesome. No lettering on the tender. The coloring is really, really nice. Well, even up close, for the most part, most of the lines are pretty crispy. The curves, places like this, they get a little low res. They're noticeably blurry whenever you get up close, but you, truth be told, will never be that close. So from a reasonable distance, everything looks pretty good. Texturing overall looks pretty freaking nice. These are very, very well detailed. Very nicely detailed. Lots of 3D parts. I mean, look at this. Even our rivets down here. It's hard to tell, but even the rivets down here are 3D parts. I cannot tell if the valve gear is modeled inside. As you can see, it's very dark. However, the brake rigging is modeled, which is neat. I mean, you really can't see it, but it is cool. It's cool that they go to that level of detail. I mean, truth be told, probably the worst thing about this pack so far is just the coal load. The coal load kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. It's an older, I don't know what you even call this, model, texture? I don't know. But either way, the coal does kind of stick out. It is kind of low quality looking compared to the rest of the locomotive, but yeah, oh well. I assume these are brass caps, and brass appliances. They have a very copperish tone to them, copper coloring look. They look pretty good. I can't tell. It looks really good either way. Another, yeah, the locomotive builder's plate here looks really, really nice overall. It is a 2D texture, but this is a 3D part, so that's pretty nice. And there's weathering where there should be. So like up under the boiler, places where you really wouldn't get to clean the locomotive. These early Brit locomotives tended to stay pretty clean overall. So it looks really nice. So let's hop in it. So of course, we gotta check, see if our tracks are set, which they are. Right up until we get to here. There we go. Tracks are set. Good to go. Let's check it out. Now I'm assuming most of the key bindings and whatnot are the usual steam locomotive key bindings. I did not find a README file of this locomotive, so I have no idea what things should be at. Cylinder cocks. Let's see, we get fireman's injector, increase, decrease injector of water, exhaust, blower. Crack that a little bit. Regulator, brakes, reverse gear. Look at that big old reverse bar. And then our fireman injectors. Handbrake. That's interesting. Looks like a wheel off a ship. No idea what that goes to. That we don't get. So it's a fairly basic locomotive. There's not a whole lot going on inside. The whistle's alright. Takes a second to kick off. And it does not have an ending loop. It has a very noticeable cutoff at the, whenever you let off the whistle, it just cuts out. There's no kind of wind down. So reverse gear. Firebox? Firebox. Alright, so No shoveling sounds from the firemen, and no lump coal. I think this is in one of their older models, so it is using some older techniques. So the fire does just slowly build up. It doesn't shovel in by the coal load like a lot of their newer models do. Go ahead and kill our brakes. Oh, balls. There we go. I wanted to see if the brakes are loose, which looks like they're still set right now. Go back here. They still look like they're set there too. Huh. Oh well. It's a nice little bit of water dripping back here. I actually like it. I think it looks pretty cool. Nice little touch. Minute details like that make me very happy. Steam and exhaust look really nice overall. The steam is kinda, I don't know. Up here it looks pretty cool. Right here it kind of bunches up. Same for the exhaust. It has kind of a noticeable spot where it bunches up before it wavers off. Right there. Puff, cotton ball, then it moves away. But other than that, it honestly looks pretty decent. Control 1, 2, 3, 4 for your headlights. Of course, that'll change it to red if you press it again, and it'll remove them. Control 1, headlamp. Looks alright. It's not the best, not the worst. The actual model itself looks pretty cool. I'm not a fan of the actual light though. Like the light emission just kind of looks meh. So let's crack the throttle and get it underway. Pull our brakes back to running. Cylinder cocks don't look half bad. Just directs it straight down into the ground. Ah. You can slip the wheels, as you see. So the B key will play a short whistle tune. Whistle really doesn't sound half bad. I'm just kind of irritated. Well, not irritated. I'm a little sad that there's such a noticeable ending. It very noticeably cuts off. I do believe our line speed is 25, so I don't want to go too quick over that. Sounds are pretty good though. Overall, I do like the sounds. It'd be nice if our safety valve would quiet down a little bit, but oh well. I didn't notice those. I just thought about them. Dampers. Whoo, it's dark in a tunnel. Very dark in a tunnel. It's a noticeable curve up ahead, so we'll go ahead and slow it down. There's a brake. I guess I should say we are on the Churnit Valley. I believe that's how you pronounce that. The Churney Valley Heritage Line, which is a steam workshop route for those that are curious. Go ahead and be sure it's released all the way. Well, overall, the sounds are pretty nice, and it does function very nicely. Seems to run really, really nice overall. I really enjoy it. I like it. Kind of noticeable that these are photo textures right here, which I'm not a huge fan of, but kind of a small thing to notice. Even that star looks like a separate piece. It is. So the star on the front is a separate 3D model. That's kind of cool. Nice little detail to notice. It should start pushing steam out here for our injector, which it does. That don't look half bad. The something I don't see are the sanders. It has sand pipes, which you can see, but I don't see. I don't see the sanders. Frame rate, throttle, blower. Sander. Let's see if this doesn't function. Yeah, it does. There it is. I can just see it. You can just see the sand being put out right there. That's nice. Let's get a little bit of a distance here, see what it sounds like from a distance. Not bad overall. Not bad at all. Our mixed bag of coaches here. Because why not? Bunch of different views, as is pretty typical of Caledonia Works models. I do like. I like that. I like the fact that you can swap to a head-out view just by using your normal arrow keys. It's a nice thing. Overall, cab texturing looks pretty decent. various tunes from the Beaky. You know what? Let's put a J-bar forward a little bit, see if we can get that safety valve to shut off for a minute. As you can hear, the chuff sounds will change at certain increments. They still sound pretty nice. I've been listening to that safety valve this whole time. Let's see if we can burn down some of that pressure. Lord. Sounds like it's starting to quiet down. There it goes. So it'll cut out at 168 psi. Lord, it'd be hard to outrun this thing's capability to build up steam. It's kind of wild. Oh well, not a bad thing. I don't know that there's really much else for me to go over. This being an older locomotive, there's really not a whole ton of features to go over because there's really not a whole ton to the locomotive even in real life. This particular locomotive, the preserved variant, the last time it operated was, I believe, in 1966, 66, 67, somewhere in that time. So, unsurprisingly, there's really not any good videos out there of one in operation with quality sound. Again, such is life. You can see one in the movie, Those Magnificent Men and Their Flying Machines. Number 103 was present in that movie. So you can see some footage. It's just not today's standard of footage. So yeah, it's really about it. I don't have anything else to really go over, so let's go ahead and start bringing this thing to a stop. It's got some nice idle sounds. Click, 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 click. Drop our brake pressure, self-lap, there we go. Well, I didn't get the brake set quite good enough to keep us from rolling backwards. So there it is, guys. The Highland Railway Jones Good Locomotive 460 by CW, Caledonia Works. It's a very neat pack. I highly recommend checking it out. I think it's worthwhile. No fair warning, multiple of these on a route will absolutely cause out-of-memory errors. My experiences so far anyway, so do bear that in mind. But other than that, I do highly recommend checking them out. CW does excellent work just as it is, but this is one that so far I am very much liking. I like the overall look of this locomotive. I've been looking at it for a minute now, and certainly don't regret picking it up. So do go check it out. Link in the description, and I will see you guys next time.